We're here today to talk about our 2003 Suzuki Intruder. It's a 1500cc that's been converted into a bobber, and including bobber aftermarket parts, a paint job, new tires, much more aggressive stance on the handlebars, blinkers and lights, and the kids have been working on it for the last 6 months, and we're ready to now sell it and put it into its new home, and then put that money back into the workshop, into our nonprofit to fund the next projects. We obtained this vehicle in 2024. It was donated to us, and we went to work on it, converting it into a bobber. And it's kind of an interesting story how it was donated. We were driving down Route 66, and we were as a family, and I looked out the window, and there's used cars and engines and parts out here. It's a shop garage sale. So we pulled in, and Brittany's like, what do we need? We don't need any of this stuff. And so the shop owner was trying to sell us big block 454 engines and a boat and motorhomes in the back. And I let him know, we have a nonprofit shop class for kids here in Flagstaff. And he was like, oh, and he got to thinking, he's like, you want a motorcycle? And so we looked over there, and he fired it up, and it's like, wow, that's not too bad. So we ended up with a motorcycle.
It's typically how it works around here.
And the scope of our nonprofit, up until that point, was a square body Chevy, and we'd started working on the Jeep here in the background, the rock crawler, and then the motorcycle came along. So we widened our scope a bit.
It was a little rough. It looked like it had been dropped a few times, possibly. It was just rough, and I wouldn't say it ran great.
It was running on one cylinder.
Yeah, it didn't sound perfect, but hence my shock and eye rolls when Jeff just said yes to bringing that back.
The right time came along when we had a little bit of a break in some other projects, and we decided to start working on that motorcycle. And the idea popped into our head. I don't know how exactly it happened, but it's like, hey, let's build this thing into a bobber. Because like Brittany said, it did not look attractive before. Big giant fenders on the front and the rear. It had a 3-foot windscreen in the front. Well, it's 2-foot windscreen in the front. Big giant blinkers. Saddlebags. Like we didn't want to build it like that. And so we're still kind of trying to figure that out. And I started looking online, and we realized that it's actually a really good platform for building a bobber, because it comes stock with really wide front and rear tires, so you get that really mean kind of aggressive stance right out of the box, and it's got a big motor, and so it wasn't hard to just buy off-the-shelf parts and do some body work on the panels and the pieces that we were going to keep, and then do things like tires and oil change, and do some fix up stuff we fixed the brakes and got it running.
It wasn't the kids' favorite project, so I think that was one piece of it. They were so used to getting deep into big trucks and stuff, so making the switch to just more cosmetic things on the motorcycle wasn't as intriguing to the kids as some of the other builds.
Some of the kids really loved it, and some of the kids were, there was a few girls that were here in one of the final workshops, and we had a couple options. You want to work on this thing or this thing or this thing, and she's like, the motorcycle. All right, yeah, sure.
It's true.
And it happened to be a real, detailed, job that was needed, and she did a great job. Not surprising, but maybe a rewarding piece was the fact that I didn't really do very much on this project. Probably 80 to 90% of it was done by the kids.